Hello everyone and welcome back to the studio. I'm Silver and today I'm going to be making several polymer clay fruits. I decided to start with an orange because the shape is somewhat more simplistic than some of the other things I'm going to be showing in this video, such as the grapes or the blueberries. Here I'm just shaping it, and then I'm trying to make the stems stay on the orange itself. It takes me a couple of tries because the clay keeps coming off on my tool, but eventually it does work, and I'm able to smooth the stem down onto the base. Here, I'm dotting gently at the surface of the orange to give it the bumpy texture that oranges such as mandarins and sumos are known for. A small divot at the bottom and we are finished with our orange. Next, for the grapes, I decided to start making the stem to build the grapes off of. I mixed far more green than necessary for the vine, but that's alright because I use it later in the video as well. When I finally have as little and as thin of a stem as I want, I finally start making the purple for the grapes. I mix several shades of purple and pink together to get the perfect color for me. Instead of fully mixing the colors together, I marble them so that there are varying shades of purple on the vine. When I feel as though I have the right shade of purple, I cut off several small circles to shape into the grapes. There is no true method to my placement of the grapes along the vine. Instead, I put down one small layer and then add more as it feels necessary to fill in gaps. Just a few more grapes, and our vine is almost finished. I do apologize for the continuous work off camera, as I only recently got this ring light and I don't know exactly where the boundaries of the screen are. For the plum, I started with the purple left over from making the grapes. I mold it into a ball, and then I texture along the edge, trying to form a divot to give it the iconic plum shape. Takes a few tries, some squeezing, some extra fiddling, but finally I feel as though the shape is right, and I continue making the plum, adding the stem, when it does finally stay, of course. And with that, our plum is finished. I decided to go with the blueberries next, using a similar marbling technique from the grapes. I wanted to try and keep the fruits at least somewhat proportional to each other, so the blueberries end up very, very small. Here I am using the same technique as I did for the grapes, cutting off small sections so that the sizes are about the same for every piece. When I finally have all of the blueberry bases completed, I move on to adding the little bit of a ruffle up at the top. Using just the tiniest bit of blue, I press the tiny circle onto the top of the blueberries and add just a little bit of a divot into the top so that it forms the slight ruffle that you'll see on blueberries. With how small they are, I don't know how much it really matters, especially once they've been baked. But I decided that it would be a nice thing for me to do because I at least would know it's there. With that, our tiny blueberries are complete. Finally, for our apple, I started with some red and a little bit of yellow to give the highlights. I didn't mix the yellow all the way in with the red. Instead, I marbled it like I did with several of our other fruits, ensuring that the yellow stripes were still visible with all the red. With the coloring finished, it's time to shape it. I started by making it somewhat larger at the top and a little bit skinnier at the bottom, and then adding a small divot at the bottom and a large divot at the top, texturing to try and make it look a little more natural. I used just a little bit of that green left over from the grape stem for the stem of the apple, and it is now complete as well. Here are the final looks for each of our fruits. Let me know what you think of them and let me know if there are any others you believe I should try. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye!